It's the first thing I always looked at every morning when I've been around here. You know, I've been away a few times, but it's the first thing I look at that bay every morning. McNabb's Bay. It's had different names over the years, but that's what it's known as, McNabb's Bay. It's never been the same twice, but yet it's always consistently there, and you know, always ready to cure your spirit and to look after your needs. Pretty special place. Well, the family had been involved in oysters right from the very beginning. So historically, I had heard stories about it. I knew the industry. This is what basically happened. I started out with a license to recreationally fish oysters because that was relaxing and I loved oysters. So then I had the opportunity to move that to a commercial license. So I get the commercial oyster license and started doing that just as a hobby because it relaxed me. Alrighty. What am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anything? Oh yeah, I got myself another pair of gloves. They were right there. Thank you. The hand from behind the door. There always has been a relationship between myself and the land and the creatures of the ocean and of the forest. I just can't quite put it in words. It's just a feeling, and it keeps me going. If you're afraid of mud and afraid of being wet and afraid of being cold, this is not a job for you. The good weather when you're out here is the exception rather than the rule. Oyster farming is like a lot of things. It can be as simple as you want to make it. You work in harmony with nature. Welcome aboard, guys. We fuel up the harvester, we fire it up. You have a sled that slides along the bottom, that's let down on the bottom. There's a hose that brings water from the water pump down to a manifold that's on the sled. So your water comes out on an angle, hits the bottom, causes a turbulence, which moves the oysters and the shellfish back to a collection head and onto a flat wire belt chain. And that just brings it up to the surface where you can pick them off as frantically as possible. It's so gentle that it doesn't kill anything that's down there. Soft-bodied worms doesn't kill them. So what's coming up, anything that's too small is going right back over. We harvest until we get either how much we need or how much we want for that particular day. Thought it would help. And that's basically the way our system works. Just a steady harvesting and taking the seed, putting it back out. It's just in harmony with the bay. A choice oyster, if you look at the length of it, and you take half of that, it has to be more than half that wide. So we take this one here, go half that. Okay, that's still a choice oyster. but you get into one like this, and that's a standard grade oyster because of the length of it. It's narrower across than over the half. So, meats taste exactly as good in this one as in this one. That one there is not worth anywhere near as much as this one. All done on the site, how they look. These are also a little harder to open if you're going to shuck them as compared to these ones here. Those ones will open really well. If I had my way, I would never charge for an oyster, because in the native culture, food is something to share, and an oyster was something that was special in the culture and something to be shared at a party or a gathering or a get-together. But being practical, and thank goodness I have a wife that's a lot more practical than me, and a daughter that's more practical than I am. They're able to do it in such a way that I make money and they can keep me going doing silly things. But oysters are all about a good experience. If you take an oyster out, you open an oyster up, you share it with somebody. If you're lucky, maybe you have a sip of beer or a little sip of wine or something along with it. And it's an experience, it's a sharing of something in common. I wake up in the morning, I feel the way I did when I was 19 or 20. I have so much to look forward to when I drag myself out here and look out the window at the bay. And then when I get breakfast eaten and I get out there, I can go out on the bay, I can harvest. There's always something there that brings me close to nature. It's very difficult for me to put into words, whether it's just the way I put together or what, I don't know. Right, here we go. If you decide you're going to be happy, you got a lot better chance than if you're not determined to be. There's so much beauty in the world, but I don't know, this is just the one that I'm so connected with. All right. Thanks, guys.